in the Web Security Academy, in Path Traversal. Now you can do any of these you want to. Each one of them is worth 10 points. I just think you should do 2 of them per week. Oh, and I should mention, for turning them in, I decided, there was a question last time how to turn them in, and what I did was I made just one place to turn them in, and you really only need to turn them in once for midterms and once for final. That's all you need. But you should be doing 2 of them per week. That's my recommendation. And I'll put up here the dates for that. I think the midterm is around 10/9, and the final's towards the end of the course. Just turn them in at those times so I have the information for your grade. So I'll add that here and give you more information about it next time. But that's the plan. Now just do them. This will keep track of your score. Anyway, so here we are with the Path Traversal ones. We did this one already. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, and I see what I did. I don't like doing it that way. I recommend opening it in a new tab so you can easily get back to it. And especially here, I always open the lab in a new tab because it takes a while to launch the lab, and you want to have the instructions still visible while you're working on the lab. Because here's the solution, and I wouldn't be shy at all about using the solution or the community solutions. You know, you're learning. Figuring out without help is probably not practical. And the community solution often includes videos and stuff you can watch. If you really get stuck, you can watch people demonstrating on a video. A lot of people prefer videos to written instructions. And sometimes there's little tricks in there that really matter for the complicated ones. Anyway, here we have a Path Traversal vulnerability in the display of product images, but it blocks traversal sequences. So we're trying to get to the etch password file, and so what we're going to do is, instead of using .. to move up from where we are, we'll just go directly to /etc password, and then that blocking won't matter. So let's go to burp, and then I don't care about this, updates. I'll go to history. I'm going to clear all the old history just to get it out of my way. And by the way, last time I set this to show images, so hopefully it remembers that. Otherwise it blocks images. Now I'm just going to open image in new tab. That'll load an image without doing anything else. And so if I go back to burp, there, I see, okay, it's hiding images again. See, hiding images. I have to fix this again. I have to go here and check images to see the images. All right, and now I see the get image. That's the request that I'm interested in. And rather than bother examining it here, I'm just going to forward it to the repeater because I know I want to modify this. And so here, the point is this file name is just a file name. Now, what we did before was we tried to traverse with like .. etch password. That's the classic file traversal vulnerability, where you use .. to move up out of the folder where you're in to someplace you're not supposed to be, like etch password. And if you send that, it's going to notice it's a bad request. It notices the .. and it refuses to service me. But I can just give it the absolute path to etch password without the .. and that is not triggered, and now I get the data. So that's all there is for this one. It's that simple, and that means I've solved that one. So let's take a look at another one. That's why I like to use separate tabs for all these. So here's traversal sequences stripped non-recursively. This one's kind of cute. Let's get the lab going. Again, it's a path traversal in the display of product images. So I'll want to do the same thing. After it's done loading, I'll want to load an image and get that request and mess with it. There we are. So let's go back to burp and the proxy history and clear all the old history to get it out of the way. And then load an image here. Right-click, open image in new tab. So I have just that one request. And now I can see it right here in burp. So I'll forward it to the repeater. And again, I can mess with it here. So let's try the same thing as before. What happens if I do .. etc password? Let's see what it does with that. And it says bad request, so I'm forbidden. So now I'm going to look at the instructions to see what they recommend learning from this. It strips past traversal sequences before using it. And so what you can do, it's only going to do one pass, removing .. So .. will do it. if I just put another dot dot slash here, then what it'll do is it will strip out this one and leave one behind. So I double the dots and I double the slashes. There, and that should do it. Now when it strips out the dot dot slash, it'll leave one behind and I'll get where I need to go. And so I do. There's the password file. So that's the kind of trick. And that's why I say the lab is the best place to handle that long list of vulnerabilities. You understand them one by one here. It's much easier than just reading through a list of them. That's the purpose of the lab. The hands-on practice makes it much easier to learn it. So you should be doing some of these labs. And most of them are very easy, so you can get a ton of points by doing the easy ones. And if you're interested in a challenge, the hard ones get really hard. So it's a very good CTF. There's easy stuff and hard stuff, and that's the way to do it.